Hey everybody, it's your girl Winter Slays, and today I'm back with another video. Y'all, look what time it is, y'all. And I just wanted to make this story time because I'm on this journey of motherhood, single motherhood. So I'm trying to just heal overall. And I feel like for the most part, I'm doing pretty good for what happened to me. But yeah, so I'm gonna start by telling you guys how I became a single mother. But first, so I had a video on TikTok, and it was like a deadbeat daddy type of TikTok. It went viral a little bit. I'm gonna post a picture here of how many likes it had and stuff. But it ended up getting taken down because they said it was for bullying, and I was looking at the comments and it was for bullying. But anyway, I'm gonna get into the story. Hey y'all, it's me, editing me. So I'm gonna pop in and out of the story to tell you the pieces that I missed. So yeah. So first I wanna start by giving y'all a little bit of background. So my baby daddy has a wife, a fiance, and a baby mama, and it was me. So just keep that in mind. So I got some notes and stuff because I wanted to make sure everything was accurate, and I do have receipts because I want to make sure if I don't remember something, I'll post it here so you guys can read it. Now, I don't want y'all judging me because I already judged myself on everything that happened, and yes, I was stupid. Yes, I was stupid. Very stupid. But you live and you learn from these type of things, and I know never ever 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 to do this shit again. I don't give a fuck how I feel about the situation, because some things that happened should have been one and done, and that was it. That was it. So before I get into this story, I'm gonna say yes, I've talked to the wife and I've talked to the fiance, but I've talked to them recently, so this is after some of these events. But I'm gonna tell you what they told me that they knew about some of these events, okay? So I got notes on my phone and paper because I wanna just get everything out so I could let this shit go, because I'm working on it. But it's like sometimes I just keep thinking about like that shit was really stupid. It was really stupid. So I'm gonna give you a little background on how me and this fool met. We met in 2017 on Facebook. I was just out of high school. He was like 20 something. So yeah, if you know what I'm saying. And we talked for a little while. We were so-called dating, but like it wasn't dating. He bought me Chipotle one time. And then I think eventually I just blocked him because I don't know. There was something about him that I just didn't like for some reason. So skip forward years. As you guys know, I was in another relationship with my other ex-boyfriend that's also on this channel. And we broke up in like August-ish of 2021. And around that time is when my baby daddy slid back into my Facebook Messenger. Now, I don't have those messages because we broke up plenty of times. As long as we've been together, we broke up plenty of times, and I deleted all the messages. Ladies, don't do that. Keep your messages because you're gonna need them. So we started talking again, but he was telling me like he was in Atlanta for his job, and he was coming back to Cleveland because he missed his son, some shit like that. Yeah, so once he came back from Atlanta, he came to my grandma's house, seen me again, Then we just started talking ever since that day. Now, he did valet at a local hospital in Cleveland. So he told me he was going back to Atlanta to do valet. So basically, he was still trying to get back with his wife. They was trying to rekindle. So that's why he was really in Atlanta. Right. So I don't know if I should put like the parts in of where the girls told me this stuff, or should I just like keep it to the end? So just remember, he moved back to Atlanta. Okay. So he moved back to Atlanta. We were still, you know what I'm saying, dating, blah, blah, blah. He ended up coming back, so-called coming back to Cleveland. He got into a car accident. Got into a car accident and fucked his eye up, like, real bad. Remember the accident, okay? All right, so basically, his wife caught him cheating. He was still cheating on her. So she kicked him out, and he was coming back to Cleveland. Got into a car accident. And it was this girl that they was both messing with, called her, came back to Cleveland, sent the wife a video of them fucking to try to get back at the wife. Remember the accident? So, I want to say the new year had came and stuff. So, we was talking about getting a hotel for Valentine's Day. And, you know, I was like, yeah, let's get a hotel for Valentine's Day, our first Valentine's Day together, this and that. So, I said, well, my period was supposed to start on Valentine's Day. So I'm like, we have to get it like a couple days before Valentine's Day, whatever. And that was in January. We discussed this and got the hotel. I got the hotel and everything, all that. So a few days before it was time for us to go to the hotel, I was at the grocery store, you know, like buying little stuff to take to the hotel, and because I was excited, you know what I'm saying? My first Valentine's Day with my boyfriend. He called me and was like, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, what? He was like, you should go get tested. And I said, He said, you should go get tested because I got chlamydia. So I told him I was gonna call him back because I was in a car with my family. And like, that just really ruined my whole fucking mood. Like, my mom was like, what's wrong with you? And I was just like, nothing, but like, she knew something was wrong with me. Because like, why would you give me chlamydia? So I got to my grandma's house and I called him back. I had my sister in the room with me. Cause I told her, I only told my sisters this. Nobody else knew this nasty ass shit. So I called him and I said, so what do you mean I should get tested? So his story was, he had a sex toy and his nephew used the sex toy. And he seen in the nephew's room his test results saying that the nephew had chlamydia, and that's how he got it and gave it to me. So yeah. So he kept asking me like, am I gonna break up with him? Am I gonna break up with him? And I should have broke up with him. Yes, I should have, but I didn't. I know I was stupid. But I was like, let me think about it, because I needed him to take me to the fucking hospital because I didn't have no way, and I didn't want to tell my mom I would go to this hospital. That was embarrassing. So the day of the hotel come, so he was off work. I got off work at 2 o'clock. So I was like, well, come get me so we could go to the hotel. He was like, he had to wash clothes. I said, if you knew we had to go to the hotel today, why did you wait until now to wash your clothes? But anyway, so I Ubered to the hotel and I filmed my video, my Valentine's Day video I did at that hotel. He was not there. So I filmed my video, I took my pictures, and then I took all that shit off. He came at like 9 o'clock at night because he was washing his clothes. I know y'all like, bitch. I know. I, we go. I know. I know. So we just end up painting, and he ordered us food, and we watched TV and fell asleep. Next day, took me to the hospital. I peed in the cup. Doctor told me if we don't call you within 2 days, you don't have it. If we do, you got it. 2 days went by. I was at work. They called me. I had it. So yeah. So the wife told me he called her crying. He found out he had the STD because he gave it to me and also his baby mama, and he didn't know where he got it from. So I was, oh my God, I was sick. I was really sick. Like, that was my first STD ever. I'm like, am I dying? Like, I was like, am I dying? Because this shit is crazy. I never had no STD. Like, am I dying? So I told him, like, yeah, you gave it to me. Because, yeah. A couple days later, my prescription was ready. So I called him. He took me to go get my prescription. And he bought me Chipotle. And he stayed with me for like 30 minutes. Then he left. So now we're gonna skip to March. So in March, my period still didn't come on. So I was like, damn, my period's still not here. So I waited till like the first week of April to take a test. Took a test, I was pregnant. So that's April 9th, I found out I was pregnant. I'll put the messages here. I sent him a picture of the pregnancy test, and he was basically like, you pregnant? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I am. And he was like, you sound excited. And I'm like, I'm not fucking excited, bitch. I was scared because my mom always said, if we get pregnant, she's not buying us nothing else. I mean, which now I know she was joking because she still bought me stuff. But still, you know what I'm saying? I was scared. Like, also, I just want to throw in there, he offered to pay for me to get an abortion. I personally don't think I was ready to have a child, but I decided to lay down with that man. So I'm going to have to take care of my responsibility. And that's just that. And then, let's see, because I don't want to miss nothing. So he found out I was pregnant in April. Went to the doctor. They tell you I was 8 weeks pregnant. Let me see. Now we're going to skip to May 11th. Our first breakup, right? So let me make sure I got the right thing. So yeah, I basically text him because like he one of them people, like he would go like days without texting me or don't answer my calls, type shit like that. And I know y'all like, bitch. And I'm like, yes, that's why I broke up with him. I'm gonna put what I said right here. Long story short, we got back together. So I know, yes, I was stupid. Yes. And then let's see. So we're gonna skip to June 28th because something in my spirits was telling me like there's a reason why niggas don't text you or call you, because they're talking to somebody else. So I asked him, this was his chance to do his big one and be honest for the first time in his life. So I said, are you talking to someone else? He said no. So I'm gonna put what he said and put the message right there. Now let's skip to July 15th. So I asked him if he was gonna invite his family to the baby shower. He was like, I don't know. I'm like, did you even tell your family that you were having a baby? He said, yeah. Long story short, they didn't come to no event because I don't think this man even invited them to an event. But July 28th, our second breakup. I'm just gonna put it there. We broke up a lot of times, but was it really a breakup if we still talking? No. So I'm gonna put what I said right there. You could pause and read because I don't know how fast it's gonna go. But so August 14th, the gender reveal. We was talking about gender reveal. So I had my ultrasound appointment to find out if I was having a boy or a girl. So you know, they asked you, do you want to know? I said no. Just my mom went with me because he was supposed to come to some of these appointments, but ended up working. But yeah, so my mom came. They told me to turn my head when they found out what it was, and they wrote it down, printed the little picture out, put it in the envelope. So I text him and I'm like, yeah, I just had my ultrasound. My mom got the envelope because her and my sister is throwing the gender reveal for me. And he was like, so what are we having? I said, I don't know. I just gave my mom the envelope. This man was so mad, talking about some, it's stupid, it's pointless, need to tell him to make sure he got the right stuff. And I said, well, whatever you bought is the right stuff, so what did you buy? He said, I'll tell you when I'm not pissed. Nigga didn't buy shit. So I just keep it a buck. He didn't buy shit at that point in time. So we had our gender reveal. Found out it was a boy. He had to leave that early too. Oh my God, let me go back. So our gender reveal day, before it happened, I was like, I said we was supposed to wear white, okay? So I had a white dress on, and he was supposed to wear a white t-shirt, whatever. So at first he said he didn't have no white t-shirt. And I said, well, let me know by this day, because I was gonna get him a white t-shirt. So then I asked him again, did you ever find a white t-shirt? And he was like, yeah, I found one. So I asked him, did he want me to pick him up for the gender reveal, because his car was fucked up at that time. He said no, he was gonna Uber there. And I said, why would you Uber there? I could just come and pick you up. So long story short, y'all gonna find out why he didn't want me to pick him up and all that other shit. So the fiance basically told me she would have seen him get picked up that day because the exit that they come out is right where their apartment is. So yeah, so he came to that gender reveal with a white t-shirt, his white work shirt, white t-shirt. He worked at a pizza place. The shirt had fucking stains on it. Like, I was fucking embarrassed. I was embarrassed. And then, you know what I'm saying, he helped me set up a little bit of stuff that I had, because he made a big deal about this gender reveal, and like he was buying stuff and he didn't buy anything, so yeah. But he helped me set up a little bit of stuff, and like people from my family had started coming. They brought the food and stuff, and we set it up before my friends got there. And once my friends got there and stuff, he was like, we'll have to pop the poppers in a little bit because I have to go get my son and take him to my mama's house for the family picnic. And I said, why didn't you just, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't communicate. He didn't communicate anything with me, because if you had shit to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, just say that. So I was about to cry, and I was irritated at that point. Like, I was ready to go at my own event. Like, I was just ready to, like, the shit. I was turned off from it. I was turned off. Popped the popper, found out I was having a baby boy. Y'all seen that on my TikTok. If y'all follow me on TikTok, the gender reveal. Keep the gender reveal in mind. Okay. Also, he told her that he found out about my gender reveal on social media, but she recognized my name in his phone and looked on my Facebook and seen that he was there in the video at the gender reveal. So yeah, he kissed me and stuff, told me he bought onesies. Nigga never bought no damn onesies. So he left to go get his son. Um, okay, we're gonna skip a little bit to a little bit before the baby shower. My baby shower was in November. Um, I asked him again, was he invited any of his family members to the baby shower? He said, yeah, but nobody told him if they was coming yet because I don't. Obviously, he told me he don't fuck with his family, but that's a lie. So I end up messaging his sister, and I sent her the invitation. I'm like, hey, if you could come. She said she worked that weekend, but she was gonna come after. Long story short, she didn't come. I said whatever, and then she said she was gonna send a gift to my house. Didn't do that either. He came late though because he was at the car dealership with his mother looking for a car, and I'm like, he made me like he make me can't even talk because like the shit making me mad all over again. But like he makes me upset like when he did shit like that because you knew you had an event to go to, and was this the only day your mom could take you to look for a car? So I said, is your mom coming with you to the baby shower? And he said she wasn't planning on it. So that was another red flag of how I know he didn't tell his family he had a baby. The day of your baby shower? So yeah, he came at 6 o'clock. Baby shower was supposed to be over at 6:30. So he came. We opened presents. I opened presents. He was standing there. Everybody left. He helped me put the best. So he bought a bassinet and some bottles. But from November, before I was asking him when you gonna buy it, when you gonna buy it, when you gonna buy it, this man bought the shit 2 days before the baby shower. 2 days before the baby shower. And I'm in my head like, oh, where the onesies that you bought? So you bought at the gender reveal. So yeah. Let me go back. Because our official breakup was in September. But you know how niggas be still talking to you. Because he was still calling me babe, baby, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, baby shower was in November. And I haven't had sex with him after we broke up. Because I just knew in my head. But at the baby shower, he grabbed me, was kissing on my neck and stuff. I'm like, no. So, still in November. My C-section was supposed to be scheduled for November 30th because baby boy was breached. He was booty first, like bent like a pretzel, literally. So, but I went to a doctor's appointment. I think it was like 2 days after my gender reveal, and they did some testing on me, and I went home, and they messaged me on like my chart. You know, hospitals have like the little chart thing. You can talk to your doctors online. So they said like my protein levels was high. Like he was just fucking me up. So I messaged him. I'm like, the baby might come before the 30th, and I sent him what they said. So they wanted me to come in on the 23rd, 22nd or 23rd. I can't remember, but I'll post it there. They wanted me to come in one of those days, and I told them I couldn't come because my mom, she works 2 jobs, so she was at her second job, and they texted me that at like 10 p.m. So I couldn't go into the hospital. And he was like, should I take off work? Are you going in tomorrow? And I'm like, I don't know. So I didn't end up going. I ended up going on Thanksgiving. And he said he wouldn't be able to come because he had to work. Or he said he wouldn't have a way to get there to the hospital. So I messaged him. I'm put it here what I said. I think I said like, just come to my house in the morning. And then he could have rode with us to the hospital. Whatever. Didn't respond. So yeah, they ended up having my baby on Thanksgiving. So I messaged him. I was like, the next day, because they had me still hooked up. They was giving me magnesium, all types of shit. So I messaged him. I'm like, this the number to call because my, phones act up in the hospital. So I'm like, this the number to call if you were still coming up here. I just kept cutting my phone off because I couldn't get up to get my charger, obviously, and my mom was gone. So he ended up coming when they was about to switch me over to the other part, so me and my baby could finally be together because they had him for the night. So he came and they walked us over to the other part. They wheeled the baby in. He was sitting in his chair, and I'm like, are you gonna hold your baby? Like, he looking at the baby like, I'm like, are you gonna hold him? So he held the baby, and he made some stupid jokes about something. That's not your baby, because he was like really light when he came out. He was really light. But yeah, so the nurse came in, they bring you the paperwork, if he was gonna sign a birth certificate, all that stuff. Then she left out, and he was like, he didn't have his ID. He said he got a copy of it on his phone, and I was like, I don't know how that works. You have to ask the nurse. He was still just sitting there. So I grabbed that folder. I still have the folder. It was this folder right here. I grabbed this folder and I signed the paper, put his name on there, Ezra blank blank, and then I put Kiani blank blank. And I closed the back. So he grabbed the folder, looked at it, and was like, wow. He said, oh, you got this one? Yeah, I do got this one. He gave him my last name because, one, you didn't bring your ID. So why would I give him your last name if you're not going to be on that birth certificate? No. Now, he told me he was going to try to get a week off work because he was going to spend 2 days with me in the hospital. And then the rest of the days with the baby at my house. So long story short, that didn't end up happening. I didn't say anything about it because I already knew he was lying. So the nurse came back in and she was like, are you staying? Because he had to get this little band. And he said no. So that pissed me off again because I'm like, come on now. Like, I know it's the day after Thanksgiving, but keep this in mind. The day after Thanksgiving, why he came or why he didn't stay. Okay? So he was literally there like 15 minutes. And he was like, all right, babe, I gotta go do something. He said he gotta go whoop his son. Now, every time he would leave me, he only had 2 excuses. 1, he had to go whoop his son. 2, he had to go wash his work clothes. Every time he would come over to my house, them was his 2 excuses he would use. Or the third one, if I text him and ask him like to come over, he was closing. Like, then you close every day. So I was in the hospital from November 24th until November 30th. He texted me on the 30th at like 7 o'clock. I was already home, laying in bed. He was like, when you get out the hospital. Anyways, so long story short, well, I keep saying long story short, but I'm trying to make it as short as possible, but it just is what it is. Like, it's stupid. And then, so I was asking him, like, when you gonna come see your baby? And I said the baby needed diapers and formula. So the first time he said he was gonna get it when he got paid, and he came to bring the baby small pack of diapers and a thing of formula. He held the baby literally 2 seconds because he said he had stuff on his jacket from work that could hurt the baby. Really, it was just cigarette smoke because I didn't know this nigga smoked cigarettes. The whole time we've been together, I never knew this nigga smoked cigarettes. But let me tell you how I found that out later. So basically, when I was talking to the wife and I was telling her, like, he kept saying he didn't have the money, wait till he got paid, and she was like, oh, he always gonna have money for video games and cigarettes, because I guess she still get his credit card statements. Yeah. So then another time he came to see the baby. No, his birthday is December 8th. Now, he was supposed to come see the baby that day, but didn't, right? So I called him earlier that day. It was like 2 o'clock. I said, hey, you still coming? He was like, yeah. And I said, well, how long you think you're going to be? He was like, about an hour. The man never came. He ended up telling me that his mother, sister, and brother kidnapped him and took him out for his birthday, which was not true. But I'll get to that later. So yeah, during my conversation with the fiance, I told her that he was supposed to come see the baby the morning of his birthday, but ended up getting kidnapped by his mama, brother, and sister. And she was like, no, that's not true. She took him out for his birthday, and she was like, she was supposed to pay for it, but her friend ended up paying for it. So yeah, he lied again. Then he came again. He stayed for like an hour, held the baby, all that good stuff. Asked me how my scar was healing. And then he tried to kiss me again. And I said, I don't know where your lips been. Keep that in mind too. So I told the fiance that when he came over, he had tried to kiss me, right? And I was like, yeah, I don't know where your lips been. Why this girl gonna tell me his lips been on every part of my body? But the wife told me it's been on everybody else's body too. Girl, that was not a flex. Also, he lied to the fiance and told her that he was going to a friend's house to play video games. So she had his location and she looked up the address, and then she realized it was my address. So he was still lying. He said he had to leave because he had to go to the court to try to get a divorce from his wife, which I will explain later. Yeah. So the wife told me she's been trying to get this divorce for a while, but he keep messing up on the paperwork. So she asked him, and she was like, do you need me to help you with the paperwork? And he was like, no. So she thinking it's because he don't want to marry his fiance for real. And I'm starting to think that too, because if you want to marry your fiance and y'all getting married in April 22nd, 2024, you can need a divorce ASAP, buddy. And then I think that was the last time he seen the baby. Yeah. So basically, how I found, well, he told me he had a wife, but it was like way down the line. I'm like, that's something you tell people up front, because I didn't want to be no homewrecker. Even though they weren't like, well, I don't know what they was doing for real, but I'm gonna tell you what she told me. So yeah, as y'all know, they was trying to rekindle, but in February, when me and him was getting that hotel, she came back home to visit family. He went to her house with a teddy bear, trying to get her back, and she didn't want no parts. So yeah. So basically, this is how I found out about the wife. So I had this dream like about a girl on Facebook, and I don't really get on Facebook. So I got on Facebook because once your dream tell you something, do it. And I was looking through the people you may know, and a girl caught my eye. And I'm not gonna say her name because she's nice. She still check on me every now and then. But I added her, and she accepted the request. And you know what I'm saying? She was a little hostile at first, but I don't blame her because I'll be hostile too. Somebody just randomly add me on Facebook, like, you know what I'm saying? But she was like, yeah, did your baby meet his son? And I'm like, no, I never met none of them people. And she was like, I know you wondering how I know that. And I'm like, knowing him, I'm not surprised about anything. And she was like, yeah, I'm his wife. So basically, that's how I found out about the wife. She told me like he didn't take care of his first son until like after the first year. She was buying the diapers, milk, and shit. He was still cheating on her with multiple people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So this is where the fiance came into play. I had another dream. It was like 2 days before Christmas Eve, and I had a dream about a girl blocking me on Facebook. And I'm like, I don't get on Facebook, so why am I having these dreams about Facebook? Like, why am I having these dreams about Facebook? So I looked on his page, and I'm like, this girl caught my eye. So I looked on her profile, and you know what I'm saying, I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary. But then I clicked her picture, and I seen his mama had liked the photo. But I'm like, that still is not enough evidence for me to think what I'm thinking is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I got on this dating app, Be Okay. And I got it set for both because I'm trying to find friends in my area. And something just told me, look through your match. Like, look through the matches. So I was scrolling. And I clicked her. And I'm like, oh, that's the girl from the Facebook. And the first 3 pictures was her. And then the next picture on post here, I block her face out because she ain't do shit to me. But I'm like, that's my baby daddy right there. So I called the wife back, and I'm like, he got a fiance. And she was like, yeah. They've been together the whole time. Me and him been together. And she said they did their little threesome thing back in the day. And the fiance don't like the wife, but for some reason that I don't know. That's not my business. But yeah. But the wife told me basically, like, she told the fiance, like, he gonna do the same thing that he did to me to you. But you know, bitches don't listen. When somebody tell you that, don't always think they trying to lie to you. Like, girl, he did it. He's a cheater. It is what it is. Now, I messaged him. And I was like, is there anything you want to tell me? I'm gonna put it here. He was like, no, not really. And I said, okay. And he was like, it's a reason you asked that. I said, if you say there's nothing, then ain't nothing for you to tell me. Whatever. So, I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to be petty, you know what I'm saying? But I messaged his fiance on Instagram. And I was like, hey, can you please tell him that his baby need diapers and formula? And she was really nice. She was like, what kind he need? All that good stuff. And she was gonna bring it when she got off work. Now, she bought it, and I appreciate her for that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need it. I just wanted it because that's his baby too. Like, you gonna buy something too. And she bought some bottles and stuff too. So, long story short, he ended up, she said we was on the way, all that good stuff. So I was asleep, and I had another dream. And they were like, damn, bitch, stop dreaming at this point. But I had a dream that I was taking the baby outside to see somebody in a car, and he was in my house, and he jumped out my window and ran to the car and pulled off. So I had just woke up literally, and he had called me, and I heard the attitude in his voice, and he was like, come get this, with like attitude. When I tell you, I got up so fast, and my mom was like, where you going? I was like, hold on. I opened that door so fast. I said, don't ever in your fucking life call my phone or no shit like that. He said, I was just telling you come to the door. I said, no, you got an attitude. And I said, when I ask you to bring something, just bring it. So I snatched the stuff, said thanks, slammed the door in his face. So I ended up going in the house, and I text her, I'm like, thank you for bringing the stuff. And I'm like, whenever y'all want to come see the baby, just let me know. Right? And she was like, no problem. But when can he start, when can he take the baby? I said, what baby he taking? So I called her on Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, he can't take no baby. Cause I can't trust him as far as I can throw him. I can't throw him very far. You know what I'm saying? So all that good stuff. But I was like, if y'all want to ever come over here, y'all can see the baby over here, no problem. Or if y'all want to meet up somewhere. See, I was being too nice in the situation. But I'm like, because I was over it. Like, I knew, like, you're a fucking cheater. But I'm like, I digress. Because it wasn't, I didn't give a fuck about how I felt about it. Because niggas gonna do what niggas do. But I was worried about him being in his child's life. But y'all gonna see. I'm still telling y'all what happened. So, but I knew I couldn't tell her everything I wanted to tell her because he was in the car. So I text her again. I'm like, just call me tomorrow when you get a chance. I'll put the message there. She said that. Next day, she called me. So basically, she was like, so did he ever tell me about you? And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I found out about you 2 days ago because I see that we matched on the dating app. And she was like, he told me that me and him broke up in February, which was not true. I said, no, we broke up in September. They got together for real in March. Now, he lived with her, he drive her car, and I'm sure she pay all the bills because that nigga's broke. But hey, so he's polyamorous, and he asked me that a while ago if that was something I would consider, and I said no. So I thought that was the end of the discussion. So obviously that wasn't to him because he was still doing his damn thing on the side. Well, obviously it was me on the side because that's your fiance, but you still married. So we was talking, me and the girl. She was like, yeah, they've been together. They knew each other since preschool. Oh yeah, she was like, they knew each other since preschool, and she loved him, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. And then I guess she was pregnant by him, and she had a miscarriage, and I told her I was sorry about that. But she got this thing where she feel like, she told me, she was like, why do everybody else get to keep their baby and not her? So, you know what I'm saying? We were still talking. Now, my birthday was May 20th. Y'all see my birthday vlog. He was supposed to come to my birthday dinner. She was like, he helped her move in her apartment on May 20th. So that's why that man didn't come to my birthday dinner, because he's moving in his apartment with his fiance. I digress. Now, let's get to when this baby was born. Supposed to be born. Now, the reason he told me he couldn't come to the hospital because he was at work, right? Which was a lie. It was a lie. Looking at that camera. It was a lie. She said that he was sitting right next to her at the family's house looking at the photos I was sending of the baby. Now, the next day, she said he asked her to take off work so they could spend time together, so she took off work. Basically, she said she went into the bathroom. He came in behind her and was like, I gotta ask you something, but I don't want to ask you. And she was like, what? He was like, can I go to the hospital and see the baby? So if this girl would have said no, this man would have never seen his fucking baby. Okay? So, right. So I digress. He would have never seen his baby if she would have said no. And that's why he didn't stay. Ooh, got a burp. But she wanted to know when the last time we had sex was. But I'm like, y'all poly, so do it matter? But I didn't say that. I'm like thinking in my head. But she told me, she was like, yeah, it was one day she wanted to make him mad. So she invited a dude over. And the dude was just supposed to be there just to make him angry. But they ended up having sex while he was there. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, this where he want his baby at? Like, now, I told the wife that part of the story, and she was like, she thinks she know what time that was because he walked to the store to call her and was like, did she know the dude or whatever? And I'm like, he's weird for that. Like, handle your business. But she said if that's the right time she thinking of, the dude kept coming back to the house trying to fight him. And she was like, he don't fight dudes, he fight girls. And I said, he looked like the type, but I wish he would have fought me. I wish he would have fought me. Because if I see him anytime soon, he got to post up with me. He got to rub my fade. It's only fair. I got to do it for the baby because he can't fight. Ain't that right? I got to fight for you. I got to fight for you. So, yeah. So, she said they had got each other's names tattooed the night he dropped the diapers off and I slammed the door. She was like, if I would have told her that the day before, she wouldn't have got the tattoo. And I'm like, you would have got the tattoo. Like, don't lie to me. She would have got the tattoo still. So, yeah, she was like, she gonna talk to him when she get home. She couldn't wait, obviously, because an hour later, he called my phone. And he was like, oh, you want some trash ass shit? And I said, what you mean? And he was like, you want some trash? And I said, no, you're just upset because your shit got found out. Like, be for real. And I'm like, it was some crazy shit. I don't remember what I said. And he said something, but he didn't want to repeat it. And then he hung up. So then I messaged his sister. And I'm like, before any false lies get spread on me, your brother decided not to be in his baby's life because I found out he had a fiance. Which is true. That's the truth. Be for real. Like, keep it what it is. You was upset that I found out about your fiance and I messaged her. That's what it is. And she was like, she not that type of girl. I'm like, but y'all worried about her. Can't nobody make you be in your child's life. He gotta want to be in his child's life, but he's stupid. So that's on him. He talking about something, it's gonna affect the child. How's it gonna affect the child when y'all doing all that crazy shit over there? No, that's not gonna affect the child. He's gonna be okay not knowing you for now. So that was that. I haven't talked to him since the day before New Year's. That's when all that shit happened. And then January 21st, I messaged his baby mama. I'm gonna put the message right here. So basically, I just wanted her to, like, I said, I want my son to meet his big brother. Because, you know what I'm saying, my personal life, I have 1,000 siblings that I never met. You know what I'm saying? So if I know where one was at for him, I was gonna reach out. And she said, yeah. You know what I'm saying? She said, give her a couple dates and she'll see if she's available. So I told her any weekend. She never opened that message back. So I let some time go by because I know, like, people be busy and it's Facebook. So I messaged her one more time. I said, hey, girlie, just checking in. Days went by. So I just blocked her too. Now, his sister, she said she was supposed to come, but their auntie died. So I said, sorry for your loss. Weeks went by. I blocked her too. Because y'all not going to pick and choose y'all be in his baby life. Like, no. So, yeah, I don't talk to those people anymore. He don't know those people. He'll probably never know them. Because his daddy didn't want to do supervised visits. So when it's time for him to come back around, it's still the same boundary. My baby is not going nowhere with you because you're weird. And you know you're weird. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? So yeah. He didn't want to respect the boundaries, so he won't be in his baby's life. That's what he told me. And I said, hey, it is what it is. So yeah. I just want to throw this part in, right? So, I have a friend. We'll call him JJ. Right? I knew him since 2016. Right before I met my baby daddy. But let's say I'm closer to JJ than I am to my baby daddy. Me and JJ, like, we were really good friends. Like, he supported me, my YouTube channel, and all that stuff. Always gave me positive, encouraging words. He hypes my pictures up and shit. So we was really good friends, but we never met until 2021. So, you know, online friends. We finally met, and you know what I'm saying? We was cool at first. And then, long story short, we did end up having sex a couple times. So at the baby shower, I was being petty. And I'm like, damn, it's this dude that I can't talk to no more because I found out who his baby mama is. Because he showed me a picture a long time ago, but I didn't really, you know what I'm saying, remember until I looked at the baby. And I'm like, that baby looked familiar to me. And I realized that was his baby because I seen he posted a picture with his baby. So I was like, he was like, who is it? And I'm like, JJ. And he was like, you know him? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, don't talk to him, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, first of all, we're not even together, so I can talk to who I want. And I haven't talked to him in a while at that point, so I was just saying shit to be petty. He was like, yeah, because back in the day, he tried to take my baby mama from me. I'm like, so you got some type, like, arch nemesis type shit with this man going on in your head. So, I'm like, and then the next day, he was like, he called me, and he was like, did you have sex with him? And I said, yes, I did. Would that make you feel better? And so then he hung up. He was like, I gotta go. Hung up. And then he go text me. He was like, I don't know if we could have sex anymore because I'm like, boy, I'm thinking to myself, we wasn't having sex no time near that. So, but I was like, let me know. But come to find out, the fiance had sex with him back in the day. So I'm like, why is he mad at me about having sex with this man when his baby mama got a baby by him and his fiance had sex with him back in the day? And I told him, I said, Cleveland is a small city when it comes to men who like big girls. So it was bound to happen of somebody getting recycled. So, yeah. But that's my story time on how I became a single mom. But yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest because I'm over the situation. I blocked them. Everybody is blocked. I'm getting a new number. Ooh. I'm getting a new number. So yeah. So I hope you guys watch it all the way through because it is juicy. And I learned my lesson. So yeah. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.